Today I'm shooting in the Fairy Glen Nature Reserve, a place that I haven't visited in more than 10 years. And we're going to be talking about a bunch of things around teaming, conflict, and amongst other things. And we have a beautiful quote this week. In fact, quite a stimulating quote. And the quote is this: conflict can destroy a team which hasn't spent time learning to deal with it. And this is from Thomas Isgar. Conflict can destroy a team that hasn't spent enough time learning to deal with it. Let me tell you a story. So what does this mean? This conflict can destroy a team that hasn't spent enough time learning about. Is it the learning of a skill? Is it the learning of something beyond that? Well, I think there's two main parts. And the one part for a conscious leader is the inner journey. And I was involved in a partnership, a business partnership, that regularly had very high levels of conflict. And in hindsight, a lot of that conflict related to my own inner journey being inadequate, not learning the skills to deal with my own emotions, to deal with my own concerns, how to properly raise issues. And that, I think, meant that already we were at a disadvantage. But we also hadn't, in our partnership, properly learned how to handle conflict. There were a lot of flare-ups. There was a lot of concerns that came up. And I think that if we had taken the time to put into our team charter, what do we do about conflict? How do we handle conflict? What are the ground rules? What do we do about playing the issue rather than the person? Like in most sports games, you don't play the person, you play the ball. You know, these kinds of things. And I think this inner journey of self-awareness and growing our inner ability to understand what's going on is step one. But also, we need in our teams to create this structure. And I've started working with teams where we start putting that in place. How do we deal with conflict? And that seems to liberate us incredibly and enable us to have a functional team where conflict doesn't destroy us, but actually takes us up a level. If you like this video, why not hit subscribe? That way you can regularly get conscious leadership updates in your YouTube feed.